All right, you guys, how is everybody doing? Welcome in. This is the, I guess, second episode of What the Fuck Am I Doing? And again, I just started this series because that's the energy that I'm in. Navigating my life, figuring out the next steps, being creative, tapping into different things. And I've honestly just really been enjoying talking and just sharing the things that I've been personally going through. How's everybody's retrograde going? Okay, that's what you really need to talk about. Because I think for me, this retrograde has honestly been teaching me to kind of let go of things from the past, closing out cycles, teaching me how far, or almost illuminating how far I've come and how I now navigate through conflicts and things. Because I feel honestly, there have been conflicts or arguments, not even arguments. There have been a little bit of bickering, whatever. But I don't know. I don't be having the energy in me. If it's just not worth my time and energy, and I feel the conversation or the argument or whatever, it's one person is trying to talk over the other, prove their point. I'm just babe, I'm going to walk away, because I feel when I feel unheard in a discussion, I don't really see a purpose in us continuing, you know what I mean? But I feel I'm recognizing, especially during the retrogrades, I'm recognizing those relationships where we're able to mediate disagreements and arguments and conflicts, because I feel if you can navigate through relationships and arguments and things during the retrograde, bitch, we're locked in. You know what I mean? We are locked the fuck in. I feel things are, emotions and everything is just heightened and everything. And I feel if we're able to maturely navigate through that, yeah, for lifers, you know what I mean? But I feel I'm recognizing those relationships where we're not able to kind of navigate through arguments, and I'm needing to walk away instead of being able to have a mature conversations. I recognize that those relationships don't serve me, or at least I'm aware of the dynamic, you know? Also, I guess this really doesn't have any relevance to what we were just talking about. This year, I came out as a lesbian, and honestly, it's something that I've always known about myself, to be honest. I previously identified as bisexual, but I feel the closet was glass for me. Maybe not so much for people on the outside looking in because I'm femme presenting, but for the people around me, they're babe, it never gave straight or bi. Yeah, and I was oh. But honestly, deep down, I feel I've always known, and I think now fully immersing in that identity, I feel both at peace and proud, but also it's very scary. You know what I mean? Being with women is all I've known. Truly, there's been some things with men, but it's just never taken it far. I think it's it's a little scary embracing your identity a little bit, because I think a part of identifying as bisexual was because I think in our society, it's men and women need to be together, and you don't feel a lot of pressure when you're out and about with your partner if you are in a heterosexual type of relationship. And there's a little bit of safety in being a part of the norm. So I think for a long time, I was just saying I was bisexual just for that safety, but I truly was never ever bisexual. I was always gay. I'm proud of that. I think it's just something that's been, I'm still personally navigating and fully immersing myself and accepting myself. I think one of the most beautiful things that I did this year was go to Pride. I went to multiple Prides, and it was so fun being around other queer people. I mean, it was an absolutely beautiful experience. Just the love and everything. It was just amazing. But I feel stepping into the community, fully immersing myself in the queer community, because I feel before, when I was bisexual, I don't think I was fully immersed. I knew that I just loved, and I romantically loved women, but I don't think I truly had a deep understanding of the community itself. Of course, there are beautiful things about the community, but I feel what I also struggle with in the queer community sometimes is the unhealthy dynamics and the toxicity within the community. I've always been somebody where like I'm strict. Like I have strict boundaries. Like I have high expectations of myself, and I'd prefer somebody who also shares those same expectations. Like I don't want anybody to change themselves for me or anything like that, but like we need to be mirroring each other. I'm pretty much saying that I navigate through my relationships very maturely, and I am noticing since like being single the unhealthy dynamics in queer relationships where again it's like we're moving in together very soonly, the codependency, calling each other besties but are actually secretly sleeping with each other, or still being around all of our exes, some of those things, and I'm just like, oh wow, this is definitely something. But again, there are definitely beautiful things a part of like being a part of the queer lesbian community, especially like being around people who are like you, who understand your experience. But I do think there are a lot of things that do need to be addressed. When you are involved with women, whether you're queer, whether you're a lesbian, that you have a lot of self-love and are okay with being alone. I say this because I think it's really easy when you're involved with women to get lost in each other because there is that emotional connection. And I think it's really important to love yourself so that when you get into your relationships, you know, you don't kind of get lost in each other. You love each other from a standpoint of like, I'm a whole person, you're a whole person. We are experiencing life together, you know? I think again, regardless of whether you're queer, whether you're straight, I think it's like a lot of people are looking to be saved. So I think that's extremely important to love yourself and to develop a bond with yourself. Speaking of other things, I think, you know, we talk a lot about like DL guys, but there are DL women that truly annoy me, especially the ones that are okay with sleeping with women, but don't see themselves getting into a committed relationship or marriage because they envision their life with the man. So like suppressing their identity to be with the man. And I'm like, babe, there's a lot of internalized homophobia going on right now. And that's annoying because I literally saw a post and it was about some woman made a post and they were like, I'm looking for a best friend that I can sleep with and then we can watch movies together. Girl, what? I don't know what we're talking about, but the problem is in the community is there's a lot of studs and masks that will go after straight women, even though like, you know, and I also think that's a sign of internalized homophobia because why would you go after someone who does not see a future with you? See, I'm just not understanding. That's what I'm talking about. I think self-love is just so important and needs so much emphasis in this community because there's something that you need to work through. Like, I don't remember who it was that said, as a lesbian, they don't go after other lesbians because they feel like straight women dress better. What? Okay. So, yeah. I don't know. There's just a lot of things that need some addressing. There are many, you know, there's a lot of beautiful things about the community. I think there are just a lot of things that need to be, you know, addressed. But one thing about me, like, regardless, in my relationships, I don't even play games. You know what I mean? Like, I am not down with the bullshit. I'm not here to be your experiment. I'm not here for the games. Like, you will get blocked, and quickly. But I do think it's important, like when it comes to blocking, that you're not using blocking as a way to avoid situations, because I do think blocking can be a sign of avoidance, especially if you have issues with addressing things. I do think in relationships, it's important to learn how to navigate through situations and work together, because I don't think things are going to always be easy in your relationships. But I do think you need to have discernment on whether you should be moving on from something or whether you should kind of continue to navigate issues with somebody. So it's all about having discernment and knowing like your needs and where you are in your journey. So yeah, that's kind of like just what I wanted to talk about today. I don't really have like a set kind of day for these, but I know that like at some point I'm gonna have like more of like a set day and time, you know, at some point of when I decide to post this series, I guess. But right now we're just vibing. It's just chill vibes. So I hope that you guys enjoy. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your experience. What's going on with you. Appreciate you guys so much. And I will see you guys in the next one.